The moment Alita finished, the first thing I did was look into how long it had been in production. It was announced as far back as 2003, and that didn't surprise me in the slightest. The structure and pacing feel like a project that has been in and out of production. It's not consistent, leading to important plot threads being underdeveloped and rushed, and instead giving way to chaotic action.
I do not stand by in the presence of evil.
For example, in Act 1, within a space of roughly 15 minutes, we are introduced to the fact that the story takes place in 2563, which is 300 years after The Fall. Alita is found by a doctor in a scrapyard in the lower city, which sits beneath the floating sky city. The doctor secretly stalks the night, which sets up a potential twist, which is resolved within minutes to give way to a new plot thread, a love interest, a mysterious woman interested in Alita, bounty hunters, and the sport motorball. They clash, to put it simply. When being introduced to a world completely different from our own, the audience needs time to absorb individual elements. It fleshes everything out, gives even the most absurd of environments a degree of tangibility, to make it believable. But in this case, everything is introduced at such a breakneck pace that taking everything in is overwhelming. Now, I did consider that that was intentional, that this was a way of having the audience experience this future Earth vicariously through Alita. Everything is new and strange and overwhelming, and we experience that with her. However, this is undercut by the fact that Alita develops and adapts as a character too quickly. She has no memory. She is a blank slate, as Dr. Ito tells her, and yet, the moment she steps outside, she is yearning to reach the Sky City despite having not even experienced life in the lower city. She has no context of poverty to yearn for luxury. And this is what I mean when I say that Alita feels like a project that has been in production hell. There are several elements from different points in production that grind against each other. It cripples the structure, it cripples the pacing, and it conflates the characters.
That I'm not completely human.
You are the most human person I have ever met.
Also, I can't go without mentioning the eyes. I'm not about to fault the quality of the CGI, nor the motion capture performance. The texturing, lighting, animation, it's all spot on. It's not quite photorealistic, but it's close. And that's also part of the problem. Alita's eyes aren't big enough. No, I'm serious. If they were bigger, they would look distinctly other. But because of the size they are, they're eerily uncanny. I can only speak for myself here, but it made me uncomfortable. This felt like the lowest point of the uncanny valley, so to speak. It was legitimately distracting, often undercutting scenes because Alita looks so off. Not scary, not unreal, just off. Which is true for the film itself. It would be easier if I could just dismiss it for being bad, but Alita isn't bad. It had potential. It needed a much tighter focus because as it stands, when it isn't muddled, it's absolutely chaotic and completely absurd.
I'm with her.